Hi everyone, welcome to day 7 of Mrs. Lampert's math group. Today I'm going to be reviewing some of the skills that are struggling for lesson 3, 4, and 5. They may not all be in this video because I don't know how long it's going to take to do each video, but please check these out because I think there are some things that will help you to understand the Zern lessons. So let's look at the first part. So in our lesson, okay, I am going to show you this page. This is from Engage New York, which is the same program as Zern, but this is an extra practice. So in this lesson, they taught you how to draw a shape and then decompose it into different ways, which is what I just showed in the last video at the very end of 5/4, and then we did 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4, and then we rearranged it and did 2/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. It's just combining them in a different way. So we're going to go through this really quick. So it says draw and shade the diagram for the given fraction. Record the decomposition as a sum of unit fractions. Record the decomposition of the fractions 2 more ways. So this is what we just did. So here we go. This one says 5/6. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that 5. Well, let's do a different one. Let's do the 6/8 since they already did. We have 6/8. Okay, so before I even start, I just want to go over that 6/8. Before we draw anything, we need to identify what each number is. This is going to be how many are shaded or unshaded, depending on what the question asks, but for now it's going to be what's shaded. Cut into. It's what I'm going to slice my object into. I'm going to slice it into 8 parts. So here's my rectangle. Ready? I need to do 8 parts. So I'm going to cut it into 4s. And then to get to 8, I'm going to cut them all in half again because half of 8 is 4. Or 2 times 8. 2 times 4 is 8. So cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it. I'm just going to double check before I begin that I have 8 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. I have 8 pieces. Now I need to shade 6 of them. So here we go. Shading 1, shading 2, shading 3, shading 4, shading 5, shading 6. Great. Now they want you to write this decomposition in 2 ways. The first way is using the fractional unit. Fractional unit, again, is 1 piece. So I'm going to write right here, equation number 1. Easiest way to do first, fractional units. 6/8 equals, start with your fractional unit. This 1 unit is 1 of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1/8. All right, I'm going to keep adding them. The easy way to do this is to look, how many does this tell me I need? I need 6, so I'm just going to write 6 of these. So 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8, I'm halfway, that's 3/8, plus 1/8 is 4/8, plus 1/8 is 5/8, plus 1/8 is 6/8. Great, this one is done. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Check, that one's done. Now they want me to write it in a different way, okay? So for this one, I am going to write it as 6/8 equals, okay, I'm going to write a parenthesis around this one, okay? So I'm going to write, I don't want to mess up this equation, so I'm going to show you 2 ways. So I'm going to write this, okay? And then I still have 4 more. Okay, this is not the end of your equation 2. Okay, so this is not what I want it to be. I'm just doing this so I can show you how I'm getting that second equation. Okay, if I was to write it in a different way, I would not write this. I would write the following. 6/8 equals, parentheses tell me to do it first, so I'm going to combine this. So 1/8 plus 1/8 is 2/8, okay, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, so 4/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8. This is my final equation for the 2 addition problems. This one is one way. Is this one written differently than this one? Absolutely. 2/8, you don't see that anywhere in this equation, so this is my second way. Okay, that's when they're asking for addition. Now, Let's say they're not asking for addition. Let's say they're asking for one addition sentence and one multiplication sentence. This is where it gets important. So if I get rid of this, and let's say this is my addition sentence, this one's going to be my multiplication sentence, okay? This is just like when we do normal multiplication. When you first started learning multiplication, we did repeated addition, repeated addition. So if I wanted to do 2 times 3, I didn't know that yet, so it was 2 plus 2 plus 2, which then later we learned was, well, I have 3 of them, so 2 times 3. This is the same thing. Don't let the fraction scare you. You know what you're doing. You ready? They're going to show you, they're going to say 6/8 equals blank. Well, no, they'll probably give you that. They'll say some number. So some number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many? 6 times, well, what's my fractional unit? Okay? This is different than this. This is my multiplication sentence. I have 6 of them. Okay? Let's say that they wanted you to write it. So this would be 2 different ways. Okay? I'm going to show you a different one with a different problem. Let's look back at our practice problems while I erase this. Okay? Addition and multiplication. Now, let's look at this second part. All right, we're going to move on to lesson 3 since we're still going with this one. So we're going to also do lesson 3 because these are super similar. So in lesson 3 is now where we're really going to get into the multiplication. That was super similar to this. So most of lesson 3 or 2, I don't know what I just did. 2. Okay, so lesson 3 is what we were just talking about. It's the repeated addition and into multiplication. So let's look at what they gave us. So here's an example. They say I have, this is my whole, this whole rectangle. And there are 1, 2, 3 parts, right? So we're in thirds. And they want me to do 2/3 equals, well, my repeated addition is 1/3 plus 1/3. If I change to multiplication, it would be 2 times 1/3. Let's do this one, okay? So here's my rectangle. Okay? And then I'll do, this one's B, and then we'll also do C, because I think it'll be. So C is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's look at this. I'm going to shade these before we begin. So B was this was. Okay. All right, so now let's do these together. I'll make this big. Okay, so now for this one, we're just going to go right down. Okay, so the first thing they want to do is they want to name this fraction. What is this fraction? Well, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's cut into 4, and we have 1, 2, we have 3 pieces. So our fraction is 3/4. Now, they want us to first write it into an addition sentence. Okay, so this is what we just did. So it's going to be my fractional unit, how many? 1, 2, 3. So 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. Okay? They want us to convert this into a multiplication sentence, which would then be, how many of these do you see? There's 3. So it would change to 3 times 1/4. So really the multiplications would be 3/4 equals 3 times 1/4. Okay? This is really, really important, guys, because this is where lesson 4, 5, and 6 are starting to trick you up. If you're not understanding this part with repeated addition turned into multiplication, you need to stop and ask for help because the rest of this builds on this and it's going to get tricky. Okay, so let's finish this one. Let's go over here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's cut into 5 pieces. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 pieces. So I have 4/5. For my repeated addition, it would be my fractional unit. So 1 fifth. So 1/5, not fourth, 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5. Okay, I have how many? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. I wrote that in addition sentence. Now they want me to fix it into multiplication. So it would be 4/5 times, how many do you see? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, sorry. Equals 1, 2, 3, 4 times my fractional unit. That's all it is. Okay, let's move on to lesson number 4 and 5. Okay,